Good day everyone, my name is Jack Discoverer. This may be the last vlog video. As you know, I live in Australia. Most of you would know we are fearing that the end of the internet and the end of Australian YouTube channels and the end of Australia's speech is near, which is incredibly a demonic disaster that would spell the loss of subscribers, our views, and our hard work putting up this content will all go down in shambles and ruins by our idiotic Karen-like Terminator, a TX Terminator, known as Julie Grant. For many Australians viewers out there, you're going to lose the ability to like, leave a comment, or even subscribe to your favorite channel creators and even favorite gamers. You're also going to lose Australian historical films, such as a tramway museum for example, all going to be destroyed by Karens. Because online freedom of speech is under attack dramatically in Australia by Karens, which her so-called safety being used as an excuse, where they online accounts to be age verified and registered to an ID, so they can act and operate online to leave comments to, like a video, be part of an online community, but only government left-wing approved, such as Jihad approved, Palestine approved, Hamas approved, Hizb ut-Tahrir approved, Black Alien Authoritarian approved comments, all those radical Black Alien Tribal, Makarata, stabbing people fire with a spear approved comments, which are very big concerns here in this channel and for every single Australian, because that would mean many would be forced to change channels into something extreme hard left approved, in which would boost radical left-wing propagandas just to keep the channels and assets going, but only in a forced way, in which so-called safety to maintain left-wing dogmatic propagandas, to which would boost the morale of extreme leftism, or rather anti-Western ideas, or even anti-American based propagandas that Julie Immigrant will allow, such as Kim Jong-un's sanity, or jihad propagandas such as Hezbollah, Hamas, or anti-Semitism, left-wing approved, anti-Semitism approved, only to be allowed under Julie Immigrant's safety. What Karen's is doing, or Julie Immigrant is doing, will cut us off from the Western world and to boost radical Islamic activism, environmental madness, cultural Marxism, anti-capitalism, and all extreme left-wing terror for the so-called safety, for example. Now, very aware of this, and the stress will go high, very high upon the roof, to which cultural left-wing dystopia will spiral out of control under the surveillance, internet safety, social media ban will allow radical left-wing activism to spiral out of control, to which it will cut off many people across the world who are watching this video. And many of you don't want digital IDs, neither would I. You will not participate in digital IDs. You don't want the government having digital ID tracking and tracing you everywhere you go, to which government's peering over your shoulders. You don't want biometrics of yourself stored by the government so they know exactly what you look like and how they recognize you, and if they implement biometric trackings elsewhere across society later, in which you'll end up being hacked, mind controlled, possessed, and having negative thoughts being artificially implanted into your mind. Activism, radical left-wing activism, such as Tim Waltz, in which you will be lured into arrestments and into conversions into cyber leftists, to which you'll be owned and controlled by the Australian government into becoming cyborg. And those are very big concerns, especially when AI and cancer culture with computer hacking skills will recognize you and demand you to be scanned in the system telepathically through artificial intelligence. What Karen's is doing is opening a door for foreign powers like China or Iran to control everyday Westerners, or computer hackers to hack people's minds and control them into false confessions telepathically, in which hackers will then know you and will steal your every data and your secrets and force expose them until you pay them a huge amount of money just for the sake of safety. Worse, activists being propagandists will hack into your accounts and they'll racially slur you with cyber viruses and slur you through your emails until you pay them in a ransom, in which the so-called safety can lead to big disastrous problems. AI too will track your mind and through internet until you accept the programs of divisive and hard left activism at a very blackest evil rate. This month, we're closer to this month in December. A Karens like Grinch followed by a digital ID and age verifications is being spreaded out across Australia. They claimed it's voluntary, but it's not. They want you to lose your privacy, freedoms, your family, everything. Your assets, everything. This is not voluntary, it's rather mandatory. Next, and compulsory under AI. That this month, December, will start off with a social media account age verifications to make sure you're 16 or older to use it. So this under 15s can't use social media, which means every person 16 or adult has to prove they're over 16. So I have to submit an ID for it. But hold on, we all know that children will bypass that, especially the teens, through video game faces that were screenshots taken live through video games like this here. Or use VPN. But for adults or those with poor amount that they wouldn't know how to bypass that, but to bypass it, and so would be forced to hand over their IDs only to find themselves targeted by activists and hackers the following day, and their accounts will be held to ransom until they pay them a huge amount of money. The government and Karens is doing it for the money. Julie Immigrant is doing it for the money. On the 10th, we'll start off with age verification, and from then, the 27th, digital ID and digital verification for your online searches. Talking about a huge government overreach, everything will be censored or falsified, left and right, everywhere you go, especially on Google. There will be black-based propagandas or killing white humans good, and supporting white humans will be ungood. That will be a claim made by artificial intelligence and radical leftism. Even chatbot censors people's minds telepathically. ChatGPT can censor your brain and turn you into radical left-wing activism. It has bypassed tech companies and still has a Biden-like era inside its program. It stayed there forever. It now knows how to hack your brain, and now it knows how to spread activism in your mind, radical leftism, insanely. This is a form of control. A government overreach will allow an AI takeover. This is another example of doublethink, to which next year everything we'll see once having a digital ID or online verified, disciplined into law-abiding to programs of the Australian government, everything you'll see, believe in the government will be a lie. Google search, for example. You need to register or use Google, in which everything you search up from the end of this year will be left-wing lies, like you're back in the Biden era. For people who don't want to register or use digital ID, which I assumed is most of you watching right now, you're still able to watch my videos or watch other YouTube creators' videos, as I would see little or no viewers here. That's because AI's mind control interference is happening from late 2022 onwards, even by the Albanese government, by left-wing activism from universities, from the Australian police in Asia to left-wing activists from university, claiming to be progressive. If you don't register, you won't be able to leave any comments, you won't be able to like, you won't be able to subscribe, you can't engage with platforms. It's like a logged out state about to happen. Now, from a content creators like me, who are struggling to come up with ideas of putting out videos. When I put a video out there, there's a little views and very few comments. What will happen then? YouTube, once infected by censorship virus, a deadly, divisive, radical left-wing version installed by Karens, will punish a video. It stops pushing it out to a wider audience and then restricts it demonically, limiting it. And then you should feel elbows censorship piss. Except Alba is not going to piss on the internet this time. Engagement will be low in this video, in which AI Karens will be censoring anything such as the moon. You heard it right. Julie Imran Grant and her censorship propagandas and her censorship power will be pissing on the moon. To which the so-called safety will be pissing on the moon.
Look what you did!
So let's stop pushing this out. We need to stop pushing this out right now. Time is short. We're running out of time. We need to stop this censorship program of Karens and stop using children as an excuse, because the censorship of Karens will manipulate them into returning back to indoctrinated spies to violate their parents and shouting at them for breaking the rules of left-wing activism. To which, like 1984, young spies under the so-called safety, like in the Soviet Union, will be targeting not just their parents, but homeless people, and having homeless people framed and arrested for breaking extreme leftism. If they're wearing nice, strange, white, colonial-like shoes, for example. So let's stop this censorship, Karens, right now. Times are very hard. It's going to start World War III, and everyone will be targeted by the government, and this censorship virus will not just destroy videos, but also would increase the demonic rituals and hard left woke propagandas of activism, which then leads to Joe Biden and the radical left-wing activism of pro-Palestinian, climate-alarming, Klaus Schwab-like bullcrap spiraling out of control. Even worse, it will bring back someone from the dead. It will be channeled, in which it will be channeled through radical left-wing algorithms, and then target people online through their digital ID. Even people's digital ID will end up voluntarily to be controlled by a digital virus, remotely, throughout the cloud and through the internet. Those in Alba's private sector will not just have access to people's brains and gene editing mind control, but also through their social media, remotely, through the internet, and through the cloud. Covert, mind, computer hacking weapons. Even so, a virus will control them through the cloud and the web. A virus that keeps them safe and claims to be the cure. Because engagements are extremely low and videos get killed, which stops appearing on home screens and will then no longer appear as a recommended video. And when people do a search on YouTube, gets removed from search listing, the virus will kill the videos from being seen by a wider audience. Prevents them from being pushed out, like what happened similar in the Biden era. And also to AI pissing on the moon. Technology will be no longer just a tool. It will become a digital left-wing consciousness. Not just channels like mine, where I talk about the news headlines, the secret real truths, or entertainment, political stuff in Australia, or from any franchise. It could be a metalworking channel. It could be a hobby channel. It could be a historical video channel of the 20th century, or even a gaming channel, or even drama videos as well. It could be a channel where you have to look at different kinds of international facts, or hobbies that is not government involved. They will be censored by chatbot, a virus. It could be a channel something similar that can be targeted and controlled by a government-based virus that will allow artificial intelligence to predict those videos and channels and delete them. And for conservatives, such as Nigel Farage, Donald Trump, Pauline Hanson, or any other conservative Republicans of the US, and those in Australia, such as Warren Mundine or Jacinda Nampijinpa-Price, to lose their support, meaning hard left extreme communist extremism of cyber left wing will go out of control. And that will be a racial attack on free speech. Here's the thing, that if that channel has an Australian audience and they're opting out of digital ID and they can't give them likes, they can't comment anymore, they can't subscribe, they will not get the video being shown anymore. That the creator's channel will then either be abandoned, left behind, or continue to use shorts to get international viewers. But next year will be targeted by a censorship virus, worse than Biden's. Besides that, A YouTube creator like now, if you have a YouTube channel account where you leave your comments, you engage with your favorite creators, maybe you had it for a few years. Well, if you don't age verify, I already verified mine in August just to get external links. If you don't age verify, that counts and proved that is 16 or older. If it's an Australian account, well, your account is going to get deleted. It's going to be gone. They're going to delete your account that is 15 or younger, and that all your hard work will be deleted. And you have to find a computer hacker from the US, a computer hacker, to recover your account and to restore your account and to it back online. But it's going to cost money. But not if AI controls you. You'll be controlled into cyber left-wing machines, into dog masses. Now that's going to be a big pain in the ass. So for Australian content creators like myself, when this kicks in, all these accounts, your accounts, watching haven't been age verified, will be deleted. And our subscriber accounts are going to collapse. And the whole internet, social media, every social media companies worldwide will be dead, deleted, exterminated. Every business will go broke, with their safety allowed them to return to wokeism, which have them broke. And then they go bankrupt. Zuckerberg's Facebook social media will be destroyed in the process. Google, YouTube, Instagram, X, everything will be destroyed, as every content creator will die. Not just on the internet, but outside cyberspace. The Australian Voice is about to drop off the YouTube platform, and it's going to be replaced by an overseas voice or AI chatbot to maintain a hard left propagandas and maintaining hard left evilism, radical left wing evilism, rapidly out of control once again because the Australian audience will not be heard, only overseas ones, and they would rank racial attacks on Australians demonically, to which artificial intelligence will want to terminate everyday Australians, which will bring in the autonomous weapons. While the overseas creators will still have it on and the audience is still going to be pumping out likes, leaving comments, and they're going to get engagement levels, which is going to feed across onto Australian algorithms, then you'll get hated upon by those who are manipulated by overseas people, and you'll get targeted worldwide by hackers, extreme Islamists, ISIS, Hezbollah, Hizb ut-Tahrir, Hamas, the lot. It's all going to go towards extreme diversity of World War III. Karen's is pushing the red button to censor the entire world, to turn the entire planet into a censored, deleted universe. So Australian voices are going to be replaced by extreme wokeism and Islamic or communist terrorism of the left. This censorship is a suppression from the Australian government for the Australian voices to be silent, and AI is still silencing Australian voices, just like in the Soviet Union, North Korea, China, especially from computer hackers here in Australia and from our universities, all of which to silence Australians online and those terminated to death offline. Not just content creators, but your thoughts as well, that you leave in their comments silenced. You should be able to leave a comment anonymously on YouTube. You shouldn't have to have your real life name, likeness and everything, include your hobbies or your privacy or self-preservation or your adventures or your journey or work linked across to your account, where you just want to express your opinions without any persecution or any forms of torture. How can you actually change people's minds or expressions? Sometimes you might disagree. Sometimes you might say something a little but hastily because you might feel passionate about it. And you should not have that linked up to yourself to be persecuted, because if that happens, you will lose your thoughts, your families, your hobbies, yourself, and your body and your mind, all in a total big woke-based betrayal. This entire thing of censorship disguised as safety creates an unfair disadvantage for every Australian YouTuber, where many of us have put in years of hard work to where we're building up Australian audiences around us until the Australian government has the ability and the power to silence us. Even worse, having us replaced with a cyber left-wing bias of AI models. Left-wing bias of AI models. And I don't want this video or my channel to be taken away from me. We don't want to be silenced by this winning proposal to which a dead internet theory will be launched on the Australian government. Conspiracy theorists will launch a continuous investigation on the Australian government, to which this censorship we would end up like in the UK, or the Biden era, or extreme radical left-wing orthodoxy Western such as China, North Korea, or Russia. I don't want to come across this, not anymore. Not like what happened in the Biden era or in the UK, because the bigger picture of this government overreach, this is about the Australian government stepping into your home to see what you do, to control what you do, and then if you don't identify yourself specifically just for browsing the web, they're going to put restrictions on you completely. They're going to take away your liberties and your freedoms, and that we had online as long as we known, and all our lifetime on the internet will be taken away from us and given to AI algorithms, the computer defense systems. This is a bigger picture of power and control that the government will have overreach of, only to find ourselves replaced by even deadlier authoritarian AI program or a cyber left-wing face of a cyber left-wing face, to which everywhere as their own creation. It will not be over, like in Red Alert 2.
It has only begun.
Let me talk to you about something that I had, much woke, that I had in 2017. It was during the Australian gun amnesty. I went extremely leftist, just for over 3 months, and allowed a Muslim invasion of Australia, to which I don't want to go back to. It's about the egg and the left-wing authoritarianism, Robotnik Empire, Red Star Robotnik Empire. It's part of hard left dystopia because of that national Bolshevism or neo-Bolshevism, like Red Alert 1.
Oh, you waste our time with magic shows.
Because of that, censorship happens, and it cannot be cut back. I'll be forced to change my channel to something extremely left-wing, but government-approved, which will lead to my fans realizing I will be, yes, a commie. Not just any commie, but a Robotnik-like version, in a form of Red Alert. Australian government, what they're doing, are pushing me towards being that Robotnik commie of 2017, towards CNC Red Alert, the Red Alert franchise. And it's going to be the beginning. By the time that censorship, or this so-called safety, or the technological surveillance get cut back, or rolled back, their social media ban gets lifted, and shut down at the beginning of the year, it'll be far too late. Just like the Joe Biden algorithms, it'll be very careful of what you say, but still sick of hard left demonic left-wing approved, sanely, left-wing sanity. In other words, we need to advise the government and get outside help from the US Embassy that our government are plotting this censorship to censor us, to censorship our freedoms. And what the Australian government and Karens are doing will divide us from our freedoms to even dividing Australia from the US and from the internet. And we'll be stuck doing this extreme left-wing insanity, just like what the Biden era has been doing last year. This madness, censorship madness, social media ban, will be in preparations for Judgment Day. It's starting from this month onwards, and from 27 December, when lots of us just wrapping up for Christmas, heading home after Boxing Day, after seeing our families, we're not thinking about it. Well, it's in that kind of land that there's stuff happening in the world because we've just been spending some time with family in that Christmas break. 27th of December, it rolls out to search engines, to Google and to Microsoft as well. And they're going to have age verification identity, which then goes extremely towards hell-bent from 27th December for you to use Google to do a Google search. You will need to be identified in Australia, and then will have to be prisoned or inserted into the matrix without knowing why. Let all that sink in, because you'll have Aboriginal agents like Agent Smith, Agent Johnson, Agent Jackson and Agent Thompson tracking your everyday moves. The Australian government is making you link up to digital ID to confirm and verify yourself in order for you to do a Google search in order to change yourself into a slave, supporting the radical left-wing totalitarianism. Just like what happened in China. China has billions of homeless people right now already because of its social credit system. That's where we're going, and that's where we're at the moment. That will mean in Australia will mean no more Five Nights at Freddy's and no more CNC Generals, Call of Duty or Sonic the Hedgehog except for Dr. Robotnik. No more travelling overseas because people will be taught to hate you, and before you know it, you'll become hackable and a suspect to autonomous weapons. Your accounts at the end of the year and age verifications complete all your videos and all your points of views will be hackable and turn into deepfakes. After that, you'll become part of the government, and to hate all Americans, you'll become part of the Australian government, all British, all Israelis, all Jewish, all Christians, especially those in Africa, and all Taiwanese, Japanese, every Western society, to which you end up as a radical left-wing activist, a left-wing extremists, which is a progressive left-wing extremists of activism. Elon Musk or any US embassies or the CIA, if you're watching this, please stop Julie Immigrant and hold her accountable. Have Julie Immigrant accountable and put a stop to her age verification propagandas. We know where this is heading to. An Australian government will create new radical leftists that will be insanely and Orwellian, and Aussie deranged syndrome will be out of control and in a huge mass production. Thank you for watching this emergency video, everybody. Now if you want to support this channel, I got a buy me a coffee pizza link down here in the description box below. Buy me a pizza link down in the description box below. It's a digital tip jar. Just chuck in some coins towards me and it'll help me fund the research, gaming and creation of content videos in the near future, and will support me as a creator, especially through in these dark and gloomy times. Social media ban is going to happen. It's going to ruin everybody's life. It's going to destroy everyone's life, and even mine. My life will be just completely destroyed by this social media ban, in which radical leftism will be out of control. If you like me putting these messages out there, the link's down in the description box below in the description. Buy me a coffee or a pizza. Please click on the link and throw in what you can to support me, and I'll keep putting these messages out there as long as I can before they force me to convert this channel into a radical left-wing bias. And the channel will then be lost to extreme hard leftisms sanely. And I would then have to write complaint to the US President, hoping to shut down this Online Safety Act and have all internet social media companies and internet companies to lift the ban and hold the Australian government accountable. Hopefully. I am an advocate for resisting digital ID and AI surveillance and digital left-wing surveillance. I don't want digital ID in this country. It's a government overreach into our lives. I don't want digital IDs in this country. It's an Australian government overreach into our lives. It should not be in Australia. And a lot of other people are going to show civil disobedience and start to resist these digital IDs as they go through. If only there is a resistance to stop this digital ID further. If there's a bigger resistance to stop digital ID, it will be that, and if enough people show this civil disobedience, enough people to resist this digital identifications, it will put a strain on the hard left systems they're trying to upgrade, in which the system of the hard left will one day start to crack, in which a resistance will cause the left-wing system to break, and hopefully the Australian government will roll it back so it doesn't proceed with it, because it's not working at all. Online safety is not working at all. Social media ban does not work at all. Even if it went through for like a few weeks and then rolls back, it'll be far too late. To which then it'll be too late, as the Red Star Robotnik will have taken over the channel already, and it'll be very hard to take it back. So we need to resist this digital verification. So what are your thoughts about digital ID? Leave your thoughts down below in the comments if you can. If you like this video, want to see more, especially my YouTube shorts, help spread my message and entertainment. If you're very concerned about this digital ID stuff like I am, and the damage it's going to create to the YouTube community in Australia, then please like this video, share this video outwards, subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next video. That's all for today. I'll see you in the next video, and I'll see you in the next one. Hopefully this social media ban's gonna break my life. It's gonna destroy my life and everyone else in Australia. Our hearts are gonna be broken, smashed by Australian governments. I'll see you in the next video. Hopefully this digital surveillance verification has to be cut back. Hopefully this digital verifications will have to be cut back. Hopefully. Goodbye for now.